Before I dive into the review, I apologize that this is not professionally edited, so this is like a one-time shot right here. But I made some notes, but it's like an essay, so I might just throw it into the description link. And there's a lot I wanted to go over, but I'm just gonna go over at the top of my head. So I'm just gonna bullet through this. So I don't want to bore you guys. So yeah, and this is my first review. So all right, here we go. Just dive right into it. The ending, I didn't like the ending, and then there's the talk with people saying like that is you because you created that avatar, but I'm not gonna buy into that BS because like, oh, so I'm the doppelganger who that gets killed by Solid Snake in the first game. Yeah, whatever. This is no. The ending is pretty much gonna split fans in half, just like Metal Gear Solid 2. How that split some fans like, no, I want to play as Snake, not Raiden. And I'm giving Kojima a huge benefit of the doubt that this game couldn't even be complete with the nasty ass drama that started back in March, and I feel like he was like, it's March and our deadline's September. We got 6 months to finish this shit. It's like it's fucking impossible. So we're going to be doing rehashing a lot of missions, recycling, do the same thing over and over, in which you pretty much find out after maybe episode 10, I think. You find out the game's being really similar, like repetitive. You're like, what the heck? So excuse me. So I just think Kojima had to make a huge sacrifice. He was like, team, this is not gonna be a complete game. We're gonna have to suck it up, even though this is our last one, and we just gotta do what we gotta do, what we have. And then Kojima, I feel like every time he says like this is my last game, I kind of feel like he shot himself on the foot on this one, as well as like, dude, like if you're for sure, don't lie to the fans. Just tell them that this is for sure going to be the last one, even though this one ended up horrible with a bad relation. But I was really hoping that this game would have had a Metal Gear Solid 4 standard send off. Like, I love 4. 4 was just a really great send off, just for David Hayter. And let's talk about Kiefer. Something going off the top of my head. I didn't actually have a problem. Well, I did have a problem when they changed the voice, and I was like, you know what? Let me give Kiefer a shot. And I feel like Kiefer got the short end of the stick of this send off for Big Boss, because David got a better send off in MGS4, and I got used to the voice. It was all right. I was just kind of hoping there'd be more to Big Boss. It just being that silent protagonist ish. Well, I wish the audio cassette tapes weren't most of the dialogue where Big Boss talks as well. I wish there was more. The facial capture, there we go. The facial capture, I wish there was more. They emphasized more of that. Like the cut content in Africa episode from Yongyea, giving him credit. He said he thinks when you see the burned bodies, I forgot what trailer that was. He thinks that happens after episode 51 when the cut content. You see Big Boss like yelling or whatever. He's on his knees, and we never see that. And I'm like, but it's already been rendered and all that, so that's missing. And the missing content stuff. There's a lot of stuff as well. Like, I'm just gonna go through. There's Camp Omega. I forgot what trailer it was, but it's the one with the POW. He has the cloth over his head, and the guards are. My goodness, I'm sorry. They're trying to suffocate him, and then at the end of the trailer, they show him shooting behind his back. We don't know where does that happen. Did that actually happen in Ground Zero? Was that supposed to happen? And then the child soldiers, the African child soldiers. When you get to Africa, I was kind of hoping that they'll show that, but that didn't happen as well. Another thing is character development. I really wish there was a lot more character development, especially with Quiet, D Horse, and D Dog. But I finished the game at 70%, no, 73%, and I didn't give up Quiet. I was like, I read up on that. If you have to give her up, I was like, heck no. And I guess there's no way you can get her back, or even if you, I guess, redo whatever mission that was when you get her. I was like, fuck that shit. But yeah, I wish there was more character development with quiet, at least more interaction instead of just those cutscenes like the dancing in the rain and the sexy shower scene. And I just wish there was some more interaction, give some more character development. As for D Dog, I mean, we got something, but it was just when he was a puppy, get on the helicopter. I wish there's like something more he does around Mother Base. Maybe takes a shit or something, or pee on the pee on the soldiers. Just something. Just give it more development. D Horse, I have no idea whatever Horse does. As for D Walker, make it like Iron Man Jarvis or something. I wish there's just more development on that. What was it? Plot holes. That's coming to my mind right now. We never get to see how Big Boss turns into a villain. That was a huge disappointment. The whole ending will, in the content, we see what Eli's motivation, Liquid, what happens to Kotaku, what happens to Revolver, what happens to Miller, and I don't buy into the BS with the ending epilogue as well, like saying like Miller and Ocelot. And I was like, why would Miller even go with Big Boss Doppelganger? And when does that even happen? That dialogue? That's a good question. I think it came from Yongyea. Just give him credit as well. Like excuse me. Everybody's gaming experience too. Like this is another thing came from their review, which was interesting. What I heard for me, how the ending came, there's no build up to see how it happens, because I think it was episode 45, before the man who sold the world. After I finished that one, and that made me cry. That episode, I was like, shit, I have to kill my own comrades. I was like, fuck. And that was just, I wish they could have made that even more cringing. But I think everybody has a different gameplay experience to how to get that last the truth. Basically, right after I finished that one, episode 45, I finished a couple of side ops, which was weird, and then bloop, episode 46 just abruptly appears, which I'm like, okay, so how does this actually, there's no build up to this or leading up to it as well. I was like, alright, okay, this is weird. And there's like another plot of how does Venom Snake get the audio tape or the cassette tape? Does it Revolver sneak it in, be like, hey, there you go, since he's loyal to Big Boss? And the last boss, actually. So, two things, yeah. Slampernus and Skullface. I didn't realize that was actually the last fight. And I was like, what? That was actually the last fight? It didn't feel like a standard Metal Gear Solid fight right there. I was like, okay, I wish this could have been more epic. I mean, it was cool, but it just didn't have that Kojima flavor, just taking it way further. And speaking of that, I really wish they brought some old stuff from Snake Eater. I never played Peace Walker. It would have been nice if they brought back Zeke or something, like have a Rex and Ray fight from MGS4. Just, old stuff. There's like so many good stuff that MGS4 like did. And let's go back to Skullface. Like, you never fight that guy. I was like, what? And I was really, really disappointed with his character. He was a really weak villain. I was really hoping like for more of a sinister, twisted, dark villain from him to be the last one, and he was just kind of like there. I was like, what? And the way he dies too, I'm like, are you kidding? He's like, kill me. I'm like, what? This is how he goes out? I'm like, oh, come on. There could have been a better finale to finish off. And how they play Sins of the Father, just that truck drive, or the drive, I'm like, that could have been that. I wish that song could have been used in a final epic battle with Skullface and Big Boss just to fight. And as for Volgan, uh, when you fight him with Psycho Mantis, that was pretty alright. As for when you retrieve his body again, I really wish they played the Donna Snake Eater remix, or they could have done something creative to make a last final battle like a Deja Vu, or something like going back, or something. Um, what else? But I'm giving a shout out to the Kotaku guy, the Jason. I apologize. I'm not gonna try to pronounce your last name. I don't want to rip it apart. I absolutely agree with his review, and he made some good points. I'll put in the description link. Um, he made a good point about the hypnotizing or hypnotherapy, which was bullshit. It doesn't sound like Kojima would actually do that because it defeats the purpose of cloning. You know, Telefonzare. Okay, I didn't give it bad attempt. Basically, the cloning of Big Boss. It just, if he can do that, why even clone? Why even have that? It just defeats the whole purpose, and that's why I feel like Konami tampered with Kojima's game, especially with the twist. I saw the twist coming maybe from like a mile away. Why I point out here's my how I figured it out. After you do the avatar, which kind of like everybody raises an eyebrow, like, okay, what the fuck is this? When you first encounter the XOF soldiers, when you actually get the gun, Big Boss says, "You're pretty good," and I was like, I know who the fuck you are. Big Boss said that in Snake Eater to Revolver Ocelot. If you remember that, go look it up. And I was like, that's obviously him. And I thought maybe it was just like a random line, but when when you redo that mission on episode 46, he says the same thing again. So I'm not sure if it's just me or if anybody else got that as well. So, random one. I really wish it's for Quiet. And when you let her go, that kick-ass cutscene, I saw it on YouTube and I was like, wow, I wish there was some more cool cutscene. But that was a good way to send her off with a kick-ass. I was like, fuck, she just fucked all those guys up. Seriously, that was like, hats off to. I think it had to be Yuji Shinamura. He's done a lot of kick-ass cutscenes for Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, and other stuff. So really, really talented choreographer right there. But yeah, I'm just looking at my notes. Paz and Chico. Let's go back to Ground Zeroes right quick. Ground Zero should have been part of MGS, the Phantom Pain. Seriously, after I beat the Phantom Pain, I went back to play it. Completely different. The interface, and how Snake runs, it feels like he has weight on him. That game, like, it felt like it was half-assed. Pretty much a demo. That could have been just part of the main game. Honestly, they didn't have to ship just that little portion. Paz and Chico, I wish that I guess it's called the rape. Well, I found it on YouTube. It's the rape tape. I didn't get that one. I really wish they made that into a cutscene. I'm not for the raping, but it's just like the taboo what Kojima was pointing out as well, and it really showed how sinister Skullface was too. I was like, whoa, dude, you're fucking fucked up. That was really good. That was like really good. Oh, since we're speaking of that, cassette tapes, like another good one was that I wish that got made into a cutscene was Huey 3. It's when you find out about his son. He lied about that. That was a good interaction with Ocelot and Huey. And they kept on emphasizing the facial capture. That showed a lot of emotional range. Another good one I wish they made into a cutscene was Kotaku 3. Or Secret Recording of Kotaku 3. And that was really, it's the one with Skullface is interrogating Kotaku. He's using the bell. I was like, that's fucked up right there. And that was another good character development with a Skullface. Oh, the parasites. There you go. The bosses. Now here we go. In a Metal Gear game, Kojima usually has standard like bosses with a backstory. They have some sad backstory. I really wish there could have been like a regular standard boss before you fight the parasites as well. And the parasites, they seem pretty repetitive, except if you do it on the extreme missions. So, um, that's one more thing I want to mention about Paz and Chico. Kind of like Final Fantasy Advent Children, that movie. I wish Big Boss could have had something like a something to remember them, Paz and Chico, maybe a bandage or something, just to remember Paz and Chico's work with Big Boss, just as a remembrance. Even though you get the diamond patch like later in the game, but it would have been nice to have something just to remember Chico and Paz like on Big Boss's journey. So let me just take. I know that this video is probably getting long. Let me just look one more time. What else is there? Yeah, I'm not gonna take too long, but yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, there's a lot more. I'll just add it in the description link. So yeah, but overall, I'm giving the game a 50 out of 100. It just didn't feel like it had that Metal Gear standard experience that Kojima could have delivered. I just feel like maybe whatever X amount of time that Kojima needed, the game could have been like way more better sent off, and Kiefer could have got more more praise, and Kojima as well, because like I'm pretty sure David Hayter, someone close to David Hayter, told him the ending. He was like, "What? Really?" It's like what the heck. Um, I just feel like the game could have been better. It was just really repetitive. Only used my basic weapons. I just used a trank, whatever that assault rifle, whatever it's called, and then just the missile. I never really had to use a shotgun, the sniper rifle, any of that. You can still get by, and you don't need the ultimate armor that's in the last trailer. You don't need that as well. I actually used the BDU. The only time I actually used that ultimate armor was on the extremes. It was a slam for this and the skulls. There we go. That's it. And I got a 73%. I will show you, but this is not professionally edited. 73% on the game, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm gonna put in the link description Jason's review so that you guys can take a look, and who's actually played Metal Gear as well be like, oh, okay. And I'm gonna put Yongyea's review as well, the codec though, not his personal review, but just the codec with him and Daily and Corrupt Ronin as well, so you can get some insight. And there's just one more thing I want to say. Crap, can't remember it. Oh, okay. Oh, one more. Okay, I didn't like, if I didn't mention Revolver Ocelot, I didn't really like his character too much. It was just kind of like there. I really wish they could have still made him a good guy, badass. Because when he picks up the boss, Big Boss, he really uses his revolver. He just twirls it for that one cutscene with Quiet when you get her, and he never killed anybody. I'm like, okay. And as for Miller, I didn't really like how arrogant he was, especially even towards Quiet. It's just like, it's like, dude, what the heck? And especially not, I understand why he didn't get a prosthetic arm, prosthetic leg, maybe he did for the feet because he can walk. He just, dude, like, how do you expect to defend yourself? I wish they made a cutscene when your base gets invaded the first time. Like, dude, you got a, what was it, like a pistol or revolver? You got 6-shot. How are you supposed to reload that? How are you supposed to defend yourself? But I didn't really like how arrogant he was. I was like, what the heck, dude? So yeah. Oh, okay, now I know the very last thing. Okay, I don't want to take too much time. This is the last. Now remember, I was gonna make another video saying like how MGS5 could have been way better, but I just feel like I need to get that professionally like edited. So the ending. This is what I kind of was hoping how the game was gonna end. A shout out to Greg Miller, kind of funny games. This was when he interviewed David Hayter before he left IGN. He said like he was hoping that David Hayter would have made an appearance. I feel like that cameo could have happened if the drama didn't happen with Konami and Kojima. I was really hoping how the game was going to end was they show how Big Boss becomes a villain, and at the end of the game they show David Hayter making a cameo, maybe with a Campbell as well. Just throw that in there, and show up leading it to the events of Metal Gear Solid 1 or MGS right there. It'd be like, and then David ends with his line saying, "Kept you waiting, huh?" or something. That was kind of hoping how it would end. The second ending, this is what, after I saw the ending, the next ending, in my opinion, this is the ending of all endings. Like, just tell everything. Like, seriously, it could be an hour ending, just like MGS4. Tell about Solid is, how Drebin, Eva, Ocelot, Gray Fox, and how the ending happens in MGS, Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear, and Metal Gear 2. That one, showing Big Boss, and just a lot of, just make sure you cover up any loose ends right there. So I don't know how long this video is, but I apologize if it turned out to be longer than usual, but I'm done talking about it. I'll just added some stuff in the description link, and there you go. And yeah, this is my first video review. There we go. Thanks, you guys. You take care. All right, bye.